Sama.
Okay, hi, Assalamualaikum. Welcome to our seminar, which title is Ways to Improve Diversity. So we will move forward to the next slide that I will be presenting our group member. So the first one is Muhammad Ikmal. Please raise your hand. Nor Amira, Nurul Ipa, and myself, Sarah Shamina binti Mahmud. So we are the group members that will be conducting for this seminar. So before going into the introduction, please move to the next slide. So I will be giving explanation a bit about our seminar. Okay, based on this seminar, we have done a research developed into a multi-phase topic of improving diversity in the workplace by exploring underlying issue, method for addressing them, and key findings. The study focused on three main areas, which is unconscious bias, the lack of inclusive workplace culture, and diversifying recruitment and hiring practice. To comprehensively investigate this issue, a mixed method approach was employed, combining qualitative and quantitative data. And qualitative data was collected through interview and focus group with employees, managers, and diversity and inclusion experts. These qualitative insights were complemented by quantitative data obtained from the survey distributed among employees across various organizations and industries. The findings of this research underscore the critical importance of fostering an inclusive workplace culture that values and supports diversity. Clear policies and guidelines, regular training sessions, and the establishment uh, of employee resource groups are recommended strategies for addressing these issues. It also reveals a lack of awareness and unconscious bias among employees impeding their ability to create an inclusive workplace. As a result, from our research advocates from the integrations of diversity and inclusion trainings program into organizational learning and development initiative alongside cultural competence trainings to enhance cross-cultural understanding and collaborations. So we will move forward to the introductions. So as the introductions, in today's rapidly evolving global landscapes, diversity has emerged as a critical component of successful organizations. By recognizing the immense value of diverse workforce, human resource management plays a vital roles in fostering inclusivity and driving organizational success. However, despite increased awareness and efforts, achieving true diversity within HRM remains a challenge for many workplaces. Um, the workplace is no longer confined to a homo- homogeneous environment, but is now a rich tapestry of individuals with diverse backgrounds, experience, and perspective. This shift has emphasized the importance of embracing diversity and cultivating an inclusive work culture. Organizations that embrace diversity reaps numerous benefits such as enhanced innovations, improved decision making, and increased employee satisfactions and engagements. However, despite the clear advantages, many workplaces still struggle with diversity related challenges. One of the primary issues affecting the organizations in their pursuit of diversity is the presence of unconscious bias. Unconscious bias are deeply ingrained attitudes, stereotypes, and prejudice that individuals hold without being consciously aware of them. This bias can shape perceptions, judgment, and decision-making process, often lead to unintended discriminations and limitation of opportunities for diverse candidates. Within human resource management, unconscious bias can significantly impact key process, including hiring, promotions, and talent development. Decision makers influenced by unconscious bias may unknowingly favor candidates who share similar background, interests, or characteristics. This affinity bias can result in the underrepresentation of diverse candidates who could bring value, perspective, and contribute to the organization's success. Additionally, confirmation bias can lead decision makers to see and interpret information in way that align with their pre-existing belief of bias and further reinforcing stereotypes and impending diversity efforts. So, for the main issue, the first issue that will be presented by myself also, the first issue is unconscious bias in workplace. As a prevalent phenomena, unconscious bias have a far-reaching consequences on decision making within human resource management, which may be confusing for certain people. This unconscious bias can have significant impact on a variety of human resource process, including recruiting, promotions, and talent development. Um, which occur from the level conscious of awareness. So we will take closer into the example that can illustrate from the influence of unconscious bias in human resource management. Imagine for a moment that a corporation is looking for a field position in senior management and is in the process of hiring new employee. The individual on the hiring teams come from wide range of experiences, have variety of backgrounds, and have unique points of view. In spite of the fact that person evaluating the candidate has varying intention of making a conclusion that is objective and unconscious bias may nevertheless creeps into the process. A prevalent form of bias is known as affinity bias, which manifests itself when decision makers have tendency to favor individuals who are comparable to themselves in terms of their history, hobbies, or experience. In this case, if the majority of members of hiring team share the same features, it is possible that they will instinctively gravitates towards candidate who resembles them. This prejudice can lead to the organization missing out on a talent applicant from varied range of background who could bring new insight and make meaningful contribution to organizations. In addition, confirmation bias is a factor that may come into a play through the assessment process. It is possible for decision makers to seek out information or interpret candidates' qualification in a way that reinforce the preconceived opinion or bias without even realizing what they are doing so. For instance, if a member of hiring teams has preconceived notions that people that a certain gender or race are not to cut out for leadership role, then that person can place more weight on the component of candidate's profile that match with these notions while ignoring other qualifications that are more important. So that's all from me. We will move to the next main issue, which will be presented by Nor Amira.
Thank you, Sarah Shamina, for the main issue. And I will explain to you for the next issue, which is the next issue is lack of inclusive workplace culture. So when a workplace lack an inclusive culture, it can create obstacle to diversity, and employees can feel undervalued and unable to contribute their unique ideas, which is limit their progress and also their engagement. So building an inclusive culture is for success and happiness for the employer and also for the employees in the workplace. So the inclusive culture is very crucial for improving workplace diversity and also for ensuring employees feel valued and also included in the workplace. Lack of inclusive culture can lead to the feelings of exclusion, decreased employee engagement, higher turnover rate, and also loss of talent and also loss their creativity in the workplace. So by microaggressions also contribute to an unwelcoming atmosphere and erode a sense of belonging. to the employees and employers. So lack of diverse leader and role model can discourage underrepresented groups by pursuing professional progress. So, other than that, organization in the workplace should demonstrate leadership for give commitment to diversity, encourage diverse individuals in leadership role, and be ensure that diverse perspective in decision making to make the organization run very smooth and without any problem that coming in the future. So be clear and be organized the rules and guidelines that should be emphasize the respect, diversity, and zero tolerance for harassment and also for discrimination. And next, for the culture in workplace, regular training session on diversity, inclusion, and unconscious bias can educate employee and promote appropriate behavior. By doing that, employee resource group can provide a sense of community and support each other for underrepresented individuals. So by that, regular evaluation of policies and practice through survey, feedback, and diversity matrix analysis can help to identify areas for need the improvement, and cultivating an inclusive culture leads to the higher employee satisfaction, productivity, innovation, and also be a better relationship with the customer, also the stakeholder. So by creating an inclusive workplace culture in the main issue two is essential for improving diversity. So organization need to do all the methods that I mentioned before. This is not only enhance employee satisfaction and productivity, but also has commercial benefits such as attracting top talent and building strong relationship between their customer and their stakeholder. So I will pass to Nurul Ifa for the third issue.
Thank you. Thank you, Naarmira. So I will continue on the third issue, which is diversify recruitment and hiring practice. The goal of diversifying recruiting and hiring practice is to increase the representation of underrepresented group inside an organization by attracting and selecting individuals from a broad variety of backgrounds. So for the first point is to expand job posting. To diversify recruiting and hiring practice, expand job posting reach. Instead of relying solely on traditional methods like company websites and established job boards, explore new platforms and avenues. And utilize niche job boards, partner with diversity-focused organization, and leverage social media to reach a wider audience. By expanding job posting reach, organization can attract qualified applicants from diverse backgrounds who may not have encountered traditional listing. And so the next point is inclusive language, which is using inclusive wording in job posting will attract diverse qualified applicant. Organization should adopt inclusive language to create a welcoming environment where people from all backgrounds feel valued. Job description should avoid bias and exclude candidates based on gender or other factors. Inclusive language also should focus on necessary skills and qualification rather than subjective criteria. By using inclusive language, organization can attract talented individuals from diverse backgrounds and emphasize essential job requirements. Regularly reviewing job description for discriminatory terms and making necessary revision will also promote inclusivity. So for the next slide, which is point 3,
blind resume screening. It will reduce prejudice in hiring by removing identifying details such as names, gender, race, and age. Recruiters can evaluate candidates solely based on skills, experience, and credential. This process involves removing personal information to prevent bias and using software or unique identifiers. So by eliminating these details, recruiters can make objective judgment based on qualification like education, work experience, and professional achievements, and it will lead to a fair evaluation of prospects. The next, which is the fourth point, is diverse interview panels. The selection process benefits from diverse interview panels, increasing justice, fairness, and inclusion. Panels with members from various background, experience, and organizational levels achieve a rigorous applicant review. This can tell you that diverse interviewers enhance data quality, incorporating individual perspective and mitigating biases. A wide range of opinions counter prejudice, ensuring a neutral and comprehensive review. Diverse panel also reflect organizational dedication to diversity and inclusion, fostering candidate belonging and trust. This can also create an environment prioritizing trust, appreciation, and diversity. That's all for me. I will pass to Mama Ikma for the recommendation.
Thank you, Nurul Ifa. We continue on the recommendation of Nisamina. First, we have creating a welcoming and equitable workplace requires organization to go beyond standard diversity programs. While diversity programs are in a step in the right direction, they often focus solely on increasing representation without addressing the underlying issue that contribute to inequality. To truly foster inclusivity, organizations should implement comprehensive strategies that tackle unconscious biases, promote leadership commitment, establish inclusive policies and practices, and continuously evaluate their progress. By addressing these aspects, organizations can create an environment where all individuals feel valued, respected, and empowered to contribute their unique perspective and talents. One crucial element in promoting inclusivity is unconscious bias training. This type of training helps employees become aware of their biases and challenges them to think critically and objectively. By increasing awareness, individuals can make more informed decisions, recognize their biases, and actively work towards reducing their impact. However, unconscious bias training should be just one part of the broader diversity and inclusion strategy. It should be complemented by other initiatives such as inclusive policies, leadership commitment, and ongoing education to create a truly inclusive culture within the organization. Ultimately, a diverse and inclusive workplace benefit both individuals and organization as a whole. By embracing diversity, organization can tap into a broader range of perspectives, experiences, and ideas, leading to increased creativity and innovation. Employees feel more engaged and supported in an inclusive environment, which foster a positive atmosphere and contribute to higher levels of productivity and satisfaction. Moreover, in an inclusive workplace helps attract and retain top talent as individuals from diverse backgrounds seeks organization that prioritize inclusivity by implementing this strategy. Organization can create a workplace that not only celebrates diversity but also thrive on it, unlocking the full potential of all their employees and driving long-term success. I think that's all from me for recommendation. I will pass for to Nurul Ifa for conclusion.
Uh, Thank you, Mama Ikma. So I will conclude our seminar. In summary, human resource management professionals have a vital role to play in fostering diversity and inclusion within organization. By implementing unconscious bias in the workplace, inclusive workplace culture, and diversify recruitment and hiring practice, businesses or organization can create a culture that values and respects the contribution of all employees. Embracing diversity will not only help organization adapt to the evolving business landscape, but also leads to improved creativity, decision making, and overall employee well-being. It is through this effort that organization can build a more diverse and inclusive human resource management environment that benefits both individuals and the company as a whole. I think that's all from us. Thank you for listening to our seminar. Thank you to all of you.
So that's all from us. So we open for Q&A session. If you guys have any question to ask us, you can ask us.
You can just write down the question in chat box in case if you don't want to turn on the mic.
Okay, thank you, Hannah, for the question. So I will answer your question. So on how the educational institution can foster inclusive and diversity among student and faculty. So the educational institution can create inclusive curriculum that can incorporate diverse perspective and also their experience. Other than that, educational institution also can do by encouraging diverse student organization and affinity groups to promote a sense of belonging and also community among underrepresented student. So am I answering your question, Hannah? Okay, thank you, Hannah, for the question. Another question, if you want to ask.
Okay, hi Inas. So from your questions, what are some effective approach for promoting diversity and inclusion in community settings and public spaces, right? So I will be answering for your questions by hosting community forums and dialogue to facilitate conversations around diversity and inclusions, allowing community members to share their perspective and experiences. By organizing diversity and cultural events that celebrate that the traditions, customs, and contributions of different community within the locality. Am I answering your question, Inas? Okay, thank you, Inas and Hannah, for the question. So, is there any other questions? If there's no other questions, so we will be ending our seminar until here. And thank you for attending the seminar. And I hope in future, if we have more seminar, you can just join us and contact if you are interested.
Thank
So thank you
you.
everyone
Thank you,
for joining
everyone.
us.